The Grand Theft Auto Online weekly update is here, and this is what your dentist needs to know about it. Now, turns out the update this week actually happened on Tuesday, so there's no actual update today. However, on Tuesday, the Kortz Center Heist was released, and this is what you need to know about it. In order to access the Kortz Center Heist, you have to have a mansion, and then you also have to have the art studio upgrade. And if you played at any point within the last month, essentially, and you own a mansion, you will receive a $1 million discount on the art studio, but it's still like $3.7 million to get this studio. So then all in all, you're at like 14 million between the mansion and the studio in order to just access this heist in general. Now, as part of the Kortz Center Heist update, there have been some new vehicles that have been added, which include the Caracara Vapid, the Grotti Cartucha GT, the Ocelot E-Stride, the Benefactor Laufer, the LRC GT, which I am so excited about, dude. I love the Mercedes-Benz CLK GTR, one of my favorite cars of all time. And the Albany Marula, which is like the Cadillac Blackwing. This is also another car that's on my list that I want to own IRL. One of these days, baby, one of these days. There are some additional cars that are going to be available later on as part of event weeks, such as the Veleno GT, the Pegassi Horus, the Pegassi Ignis Pursuit, the Gallivanter Warden, and then there's some drift tune conversions of existing vehicles, such as Invitero Coquette, the Vapid Dominator GTT, the Annis Allergy Retro Custom. And so definitely kind of some cool stuff that's been released. It looks like the drift cars as well as the other cars are available now, but the additional cars, like I mentioned, listed here are going to come out next week. Several vehicles previously delisted from the vehicle websites with the San Andreas Mercenaries update have been relisted, and they also have the ability to apply the missile lock-on jammers. So at Legendary Motorsports, you're not going to find the Coquette again, the Coquette Blackfin, the Entity XF, the Feltzer, the GT500, the Rapid GT, the Rapid GT Cabrero, the Rapid GT Classic, the 770, the Stafford, the Stinger, and the Super Diamond. At Southern San Andreas Super Autos, you're going to find the Cliffhanger, the Damon, the Felon GT, the Kalahari, and the Tailgater. Several vehicles from previous updates were also now given the ability to apply missile lock-on jammers with the Agency Vehicle Workshop. I'm not going to go into each of these, but they are displayed on screen. I will provide a link to this wiki down below. There are two aircrafts that have been given the ability for missile lock-on jammers as well, which include the Frogger and the Titan. Now, heists and contact missions. So GTA kind of did a change-up of how the payouts are for the heist and different contact missions. And so the first time you do a specific heist or contact mission for that week, you're going to get an increased payout. But every subsequent time you do that same heist or contact mission within the same week, your payout's getting lower and lower. So essentially GTA Rockstar is trying to get you to have more variety, and they're really punishing the people that just want to grind the same thing over and over again. They want you to do different things. And with this update came a lot of controversy. I've seen a ton of people on Reddit that do not like this update. They do not like the changes. The sentiment around Rockstar has kind of always been that way, where there's kind of been a bad sentiment of how they do things with GTA Online. But of course, people hate change as well. People hate change. And so if you're someone that has a lot of time to grind, I can definitely see how this would hurt you. But for someone like myself, where I'm only gaming a couple times a week, it's not really going to impact me all that much. The following list of those contact missions and heists that have been impacted include the Cluck and Bell Farm Raid, the No Way Out, A Clean Break, the Fleeka Job, the Humane Labs Raid, Series 8 Funding, Pacific Standard Job, the Prison Break, Oscar Guzman Files Again, the Titan Job, the Contact, Dr. Dre Don't F With Me, the Diamond Casino Heist, Aggressive, Big Con, Silent, and Sneaky. So I'm assuming that you can do each one of those once and get the full payout, but you have to do the different methods. And then the Doomsday Heist, the data breaches, the Bogdan problem, and the Doomsday scenario. Once again, I think that you can do each of those individually and get the full payouts, but you can't repeat the same one and over again. Setup and prep missions for the original Heist and Doomsday Heist have had their GTA money rewards increased. The KO Perico Heist has been nerfed. A lot of people are upset about this. Primary and secondary target appearance rates for repeated completions have been updated to refresh the same weekly cadence as I just described. The cooldown for getting reduced value loot has increased from 3 to 7 days. So the Sensimito tequila is an 80% chance now, which obviously sucks because that's the least valuable one. The pink diamond only has a 2% chance. They really don't want people doing the KO Perico Heist anymore. I also want to mention mansion owners. As long as you played in the last couple weeks, last 2 to 3 weeks, you do now have the Western Company Annihilator stealth helicopter free to you. So go to Warsaw Cash and Carry and grab yourself the Annihilator helicopter. As far as the sentiment around a GTA and Rockstar with the Kortz Center heist, there's been some interesting things on the Reddit that I've noticed. It looks like they have actually closed off every tunnel during the Kortz Center heist finale. So you can't just go in a tunnel and get away from cops like we normally do with like the casino heist, for example. This person's super upset because they nerfed the only good heist being KO Perico, which is definitely the best heist that they've released as far as replayability and speed and all of that. This person's given an alternate perspective, saying that they see a lot of people talking about nerfs, but they just want to give you the best AFK option again, which is the nightclub, which is a really good money maker. And then this person here gave us a study of getting a real job IRL instead of playing GTA, meaning buying shark cards with your money you're getting from IRL instead of playing online GTA, which is very interesting. And they concluded that if you make minimum wage playing GTA, you would actually make more money per hour in GTA money than you would by working a job and then buying shark cards. However, if you make the average minimum wage in the US, which is $9.57 an hour, you would actually get slightly more GTA money than you would just grinding it out in game. But if you make anything above minimum wage, essentially your IRL time spending at a job is going to compensate for the in-game time playing the game to make the money that way. So it's kind of an interesting take. Obviously, we don't play video games just to make the in-game money, and we do it to relax, we do it to have a good time, so there's all those added benefits and elements to it as well. But if you were solely playing GTA just to make money, it might make more sense to just go get a real job. So otherwise, that's all that I had for you guys this week. A little bit different this week, but I appreciate you guys coming through, checking me out. Drop a follow. Would love to see you guys come by the stream sometime, and have yourselves a wonderful week.